Some of you may have heard, but if not, Niantic is turning the decision over to us, the players, with Pokemon Go's next Community Day. The way you can literally cast your vote is by completing research quests after spinning Pokestops on Saturday, February 1st. That's 2 Saturdays away from when I record this. With the exception of the Piplup Community Day, I basically make a quick 2 to 3 minute info you need to know video about every single Community Day once the featured Pokemon is revealed. With Community Day being handled this way, what we can do is discuss who actually would be the best Pokemon to vote for and have featured. It'll be somewhat of a crapshoot for some players because voting is essentially based on which Pokestops have which research, although they insist that they will be evenly distributing the research tasks for each of the 4 options. And those 4 options for Pokemon are as follows: Vulpix, which would include a Alolan Vulpix with the exclusive move Weather Ball when evolved to Ninetales; Machop, which when evolved to Machamp would get the move Payback, awesome; Rhyhorn, and that would get the exclusive move Rock Wrecker, which was known to be Rhyperior's signature move in Pokemon games of old. And if you vote for the last one, you're probably trolling or new, as it's Dratini once again, but with the exclusive move of Superpower. Of course, as you saw, we just had the shiny forms of each of these Pokemon for you to take a look, along with their evolutions here on screen. But I think that our time would now be best served on the discussion at hand, who to vote for. So if you have the chance and the choice when you're going to Pokestops to pick, each one of them will say basically vote for, then they'll have the Pokemon's name, Community Day, catch 20 Pokemon. Every single Pokestop on that February 1st will have a voting related research task, so it's worth it to participate if you care about this even at all. My picks are as follows. We'll sort of rank them, I guess. First place for most important would actually be a tie for a Machop Community Day and a Rhyhorn Community Day. I've actually been feeling Rhyhorn Community Day for a while because it would be introducing a new shiny into the game. I love that because I'm obsessed with shiny Pokemon. Also, the exclusive move being Rock Wrecker, we can imagine will be more powerful than Rhyperior's current Rock Charge move, which is Stone Edge. So when paired with Smackdown, Rock Wrecker should actually be pretty powerful. But tied for first place could also be a Machop Community Day, because even if it's been dethroned by both Lucario with Aura Sphere and the recent introduction of Conkeldurr, let's examine what a Community Day could do for us, especially with Payback being the move that it could get once it's evolved to Machamp. Lucario is still pretty rare, being that you basically can only hatch eggs to get it, slim chance at that. Then you have to TM to Aura Sphere if you don't evolve into it already. Conkeldurr is awesome and all, but Timber isn't available in the wild yet, so it's raids and eggs to get that candy, but you would need 200, and that's even after evolving to Girder, so it would be more than that. Or you just need a buddy who is, I guess, able to trade a Girder over, and you guys just hope and pray for good IVs or lucky. Then, of course, using rare candies or pineapple raids to try and get more candy for powering it up. Not impossible, but just the point being, Machamp is still versatile and viable as a great fighting type option, and Payback would help it out yet again. If only we could even learn like a third charge attack, because Machamp can already learn Rock Slide, which actually does help it a lot as a strategic option against flying types or even just others who resist fighting but maybe not rock. So now with Payback being a possibility, it's a dark move, which can be super effective against Psychic and Ghost, both types normally great against Machamp, of course. In the main core Pokemon RPGs, Payback's attack power was actually doubled if the other Pokemon attacked first, but that mechanic isn't in play in Pokemon Go, so right now it's kind of tough to say, because I'm pretty sure that Rock Slide will still do more literal base damage, but the question is essentially how vast will a move like Payback be in coverage in the overall meta of the game? You know, how often would you be able to use it? That's the question. Now, taking a step back, a Machop Community Day will be great for new players to get a Machamp, while old players like myself already have too many. This will be a chance to possibly improve on IVs of the overall team, although let's face it, I already have multiple 100%ers, probably many of you as well. But what even I don't have is the shiny. It has been previously released, but I even tried and I just never got one, so I would actually be really happy for that too. Moving on, while I'm evenly split between those two, we can quickly just say about Vulpix, it'd be a nice 2-for-1 because the Kanto Vulpix would be shiny for the first time in the game, and Alolan Vulpix is currently only hatched. So the shiny chances were pretty low up until this prospect, basically. It would also not be a 3-stage evolution or whatever, you know, it would just evolve once. Not that that really matters, you should catch enough basically to evolve regardless. It would evolve to have Weather Ball though, Fire for Kanto, Ice for Alolan, which is a 3-bar charge attack that only Cast Form could have up until this point. Both Ninetales could actually learn the move Psyshock, which is also a 3-bar, and it can be a good use of shield bait, so there's certainly, what I'm saying is there was a viable option for that use already, but Weather Ball would be an improvement over moves like Flamethrower or Ice Beam. Those are some of the current moves available basically for Kanto and Alolan Ninetales, but I personally feel, while it's an improvement, still not better than the first two Pokemon that we discussed. And if you go and vote Dratini, yes, we can see a use for Dragonite having a new exclusive move that'd be different than its Community Day of almost 2 years ago. That move would be Superpower, a fighting attack. I think that a better use of our time and precious Community Day slots is still better served on a brand new shiny like Rhyhorn's line, or an extremely useful Pokemon like Machop. So again, at this point, if you vote for Dratini, I might be sad, but it's up to you, of course. What I've laid out here, however, is the reasoning for what I think would be better in ranking, with Rhyhorn and Machop Community Days tying for first, Vulpix second, Dratini last. Let me know what y'all think, and please go hit some Pokestops and do research tasks to vote for your choice on Saturday the 1st, all day, your local time, and thanks for viewing.